Good morning, guys. How's everybody this morning? So we've been chatting, everybody chatting about, yesterday we talked about post trips. So we've been talking about it, chatting about it, kind of introduced it yesterday. We're gonna make a change to our post trip. So what are two things that we don't do at post trip time that we do throughout the day or at pre-trip time?
Brake check.
Okay. What else do we do during our day that we do not do at pre-trip time or at post-trip time?
That we don't do it pre-trip or post-trip?
Correct. Where do we and when do we put juice in our trucks?
No, fuel station.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're not doing what on site, Paul?
Not fueling.
Okay. So we agreed as a team that our post trips were 15 minutes. We've all done a great job at that. All right. So being that we're moving into SDO certification and mindset, we've taken a hard look at this, and one of the SDO coaches recommended and said that, you know, there's room there to make a better post trip. So post trips, what is the purpose of the post trip?
Make sure your truck's ready for the morning.
Okay. So to do a quality post trip, we do what? Take me through that, Jacob. What's the first step of our post trip?
Check your pressures.
Okay.
Wheel chocks.
Okay. What's the next step, Gary?
Check transmission if it's running.
All right. Paul?
Started checking the lug nuts with the air.
Okay.
Hydraulics.
All right.
Lights.
Okay.
Check PTO, make sure that PTO is working.
Okay. So the printout that Mr. Bo, the SDO coach, gave me, handed one out to everybody. Walk around should be how much time at your post trip? Okay. Your tug test at your post trip? All right. How long is your tug test in the morning each pre-trip? Okay. So walk to check in and check in. How long does it take us to get across the parking lot?
Depends on how many idiots are coming in the parking lot.
Okay, there's that factor. So, why would they ask us to tighten up our post trips?
Because we're spending too much time and we're not fueling on site.
Okay, the not fueling on site part is correct. It's not because you're spending too much time. It's not a bad thing and it's not a punishment. But what's the most important thing during our post trip? What are we paying attention to? What are we doing a quality of?
Inspection of the truck.
Okay. So that means what, John? We're not out there
Talking.
with other people.
But actually, I think every driver is post-tripping all day long. I mean, 99% of the time, if there's something wrong with my truck, I know before I even get in the yard. So I mean, post-trip man goes all day. If you notice something rattling, leaking, you got it in the back of your mind before you even get back here.
Perfect.
Notice your lights
Perfect.
out, you know, because you're always walking around your truck when you're out.
You're diagnosing all day.
Yep.
Okay, so that's great, and I'm very glad to hear that, because you guys are on point, okay? So the point is that additional 3 minutes that we're using up to 15 minutes, what are we doing with that 3 minutes? What's perceived that we're doing with that? What's the preconceived notion that that 3 minutes is not what? Okay, not wasted, but what the preconceived notion is, or the fact is that if we can do the quality post-trip in 12 minutes and go through the steps that we're supposed to, that we're paying exact attention to what we're doing. So, guys, what would be the purpose and the reason for changing it to 12 minutes?
To make it more efficient.
Okay, that's great, Brian. Well, what else? What we're talking about quality here, so.
Keep us focused on what we're doing with the trucks.
Exactly. What should be your biggest point of attention during that post trip. And nobody's saying that we're not doing that, but we're gonna make sure that we are, because it's important. Why, Brian, why? You know, you're diagnosing all day, but why is that post trip so important?
Because if you got something wrong, you need to let the mechanic know, so it's fixed right for the next day. And it's, you know, if you don't get it done, it could be a safety issue for you
Thank
or
you.
for other people.
Thank you. Safety issue. What do we wanna do every day at the end of the day?
Go home to our families.
Okay, so guys, finally, when are we gonna begin doing our post trips at 12 minutes?
Today.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, some did yesterday as we talked about it, and I appreciate that. But John, again, when are we gonna start doing that?
Today.
Okay, thanks guys, let's have a great and safe day.